Next, we are going to draw the butterfly diagram for 8-point Radix2DIT FFT method, and which now we are going to discuss about the second stage of computation stage. Okay, as we are dealing with the 8-point DFT, we have to draw 8 horizontal lines. I will be back to you after finishing that. I completed 8 horizontal lines. Then here the 8 inputs lines are taken from the output of the first stage of computation. Okay, right? These are simply the outputs of a first stage of computation. Okay. Now let us assume that the outputs of a first stage of computation are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. Okay. So let us draw the signal flow graph for the butterfly diagram. Here we are going to make interconnections from the first into third, from the first line to third line, and similarly complete the upward connection also from the third line to the first line. Now let us apply the gains. Here all of you know that here the gain is 1 minus 1, and except here all other gains are 1. Okay, now let us complete the gains. Okay, now it's over. Now let us draw the second connection, that is to be taken from the second line into the fourth line. Second line to the fourth line, and again complete the diagram from the fourth line to the second line. Okay, right? Again here the gain is minus 1, and except that all other gains are 1. Now complete the gains in each branch. Okay, here okay, now let us write the phase factor. This is W n by 2 raised to 0, and this is W n by 2 raised to 1. As we are dealing with the 8-point DFT, this is equivalent to W 4 by 2, sorry, 8 by 2, that is equal to W 4 raised to 0, and this is W 4 raised to 1. Okay, W 4 raised to 0 and W 4 raised to 1. As we are dealing with the 8-point DFT, n is equal to 8. Now let us write down the output equations of a second stage of computation. Okay. Now here we have A into 1 into 1, that is equal to A. Another connection is coming towards here is from C. Okay. Here C when multiplied with W 4 raised to 0 becomes C into W 4 raised to 0 here. Again it is multiplied with 1, becomes C into W 4 raised to 0 itself. Now that both signals are added at the summing point. So, as we are adding these two signals, let us put the plus sign here. From here we have C into W raised to 0. Okay, that is the output of first connection. Now let us find the output of this one. Here it is another signal is coming from B into 1 becomes B, and another connection is coming from D into W 4 raised to 1, then DW raised to 4. Now into 1 into this one become D into this W 4 raised to 0 itself. Okay, right? Similarly, now let us complete the equations, output equations at this stage. Here we have a signal coming from A into 1 that is again multiplied with 1 becomes a here. If this is a summing point, the here it will act like a subtract point. I will demonstrate that. Here one connection is from A, that is going to be added with the C into W for raised C into W for raised to 0 into minus 1. So now this will become minus C into W raised to 0. Okay, right. Now plus into minus, that is equal to minus. Plus into minus become minus. So this will be equivalent to C into W raised to 0. Here also, as we are multiplying with the minus 1, the result will be same as this node will behave like a subtract point. I will demonstrate that also. Here the connections are from B into 1 into 1, that is B itself. This is summing node, so I'm going to put plus here, and another connection is coming directly from D into W 4 raised to 1 into minus 1 is there. Again this minus into plus become minus, so B minus W raised to 1. Even if this is a summing point, ultimately this point acts like a subtract point. Okay, right. Now let us complete the butterfly diagram for the next 4 inputs. Here from E to G, and now complete the diagram from G to E. Okay, now the gain here will be minus 1, and here we have phase factor W n by 2 raised to 0. Okay, in all other cases gain is 1. Here it is downward going connection, gain is 1. Upward going connection, gain is 1. And here is also gain 1. And now let us complete the equations for corresponding output. Here E into 1 into 1 become E, then plus another connection is coming from G into W n by 2 raised to 0. As n is equal to 8 here, so let us write it as W 8 by 2, that's equal to W 4 raised to 0. So I'm going to put it directly here, W raised to 4. Okay, and similarly here also E into 1 becomes E, and G plus G into W 4 raised to 0 into minus 1. Here also that become plus into minus become minus W raised to 4 into G. Okay, right. Now let us complete the interconnections like this from here to here, and now connect back from H to E, and here it is gain is equal to minus 1, and all other case gain equal to 1, downward also 1. Okay, now here we have phase factor W n by 2 raised to 1, that is equal to W n is again 4 by 2 raised to 1. This is good. Now let us complete the output equation. Here F into 1, and here also 1, that become F itself, plus another connection is from H into W4 raised to 1 into 1. Okay, and here we have F plus F into 1 becomes F itself, plus H into W 4 raised to 1 into minus 1 is there. So again plus into minus become minus, so that is going to be F minus H into W raised to 4. Okay, now the butterfly diagram for the second stage of computation is over, and this outputs, that is going to be the input of third stage, and that will be coming soon. Bye bye, thank you.